welcome to Leadership Bits and Bytes. We are so excited this morning because we have a special guest. April Wells is here and is the owner of Gauthier Family Home Care and has a great story to tell us about the journey she's been on as an organization and a leader. And so, April, welcome and thank you for being our guest today.
Thank you so much. It's an honor.
You're welcome. So, April, tell us a little bit about your organization and what it is you do.
Sure. So we take care of seniors in their homes. We also go into facilities if requested. We are there to meet their needs and help just their quality of life.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It seems, tell me if this is correct, but it seems like home health care has really grown in recent years.
It's true. I would actually go as far as to say COVID changed the landscape a bit. It did kind of highlight that facilities are not always a controlled atmosphere, and when people are in their homes, you can control somewhat the activity, the people who are coming in, the germs, so to speak. So regarding seniors and their fragility and compromised immune systems, that can make a big difference.
It must also be a comfort, I would think, to the people you're caring for, because so many times I'm sure many of them would prefer to stay at home and be around the things that they've grown to love and the memories that they have there.
It's true. Over 80% of people have indicated that they would prefer to age at home until they pass, and so that is most people's wishes. Usually it's a financial reason if they choose to move into a facility. So yeah, it really does affect how long people can live. It can add to that lifespan if they're able to stay at home.
Really? That's interesting. So it's not only a comfort to them, but it's also a benefit health-wise for them to be able to stay at home.
Yes, and when families are willing to accept help from an outside company like ours, that can also add to the quality of life for those family caregivers. There's a frightening, actually, statistic out there that says that up to 40% of family caregivers who are trying to meet the needs of their loved ones start to fail in health themselves and oftentimes pass before the loved one they're caring for.
Really?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. So as you have been giving leadership to this, talk a little bit about what drew you into home health care as a career.
Sure. I had taken care of a couple of family members until they passed, and that really was so touching and enriching to me personally, and I decided that this was something I wanted to do. I had a background that was related to the medical field anyway, and so I had met a gentleman, Dan Gauthier. He's the founder. He had started the company in 2011, and right around mid-2013, he was starting to grow to a point where he needed a little bit of administrative help. So then he hired me, and within that first year, that freed him up to go into the community and network. And that first year of hiring me, we grew by 300%.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So it's been an amazing journey. He has since retired, and so in 2019, I bought the business.
Wonderful. What was that transition like to grow 300% in 1 year? Is a lot, to say the least. So how did you navigate that?
Yeah, it was challenging regarding, so Dan had, like I said, gone out into the community, and I was the only, at the time, administrative hire. So we did start to add to our administrative team. We certainly added a lot of caregivers to the mix. And the more we grew, the more people heard about us, right, and wanted to join our team. So that is something that we're very proud of. We've got great reviews online, and locally we're known for winning awards every year. So that's something we're very proud of.
I understand that you have been a provider of choice and an employer of choice by a firm that goes out and does that type of evaluation and gives that recognition. What does that mean to you? Tell us a little bit more about those awards.
Sure. So we have partnered up with a third-party company called Home Care Pulse, and they do surveys for us, for our clients and our caregivers, and they have the opportunity to give us feedback anonymously if they would like, which is really important to us. We want the truth. We want to see where we can improve. And because this company does this nationally for many companies, they're able to tell us where we fall in line with things like caregiver turnover, and they give us awards every year for being a provider of choice and an employer of choice. Those are incredibly important to us because it shows us where we can improve, but it also shows us what we're doing right and what we really want to, continue with. And so, yeah, we're very proud of that.
Great. That is great. And so you talked about a team, and obviously you need a lot of people to make that work. I'm curious, what do you look for in team members that are successful? What are some of the characteristics or skill sets that you find are really important for home health care?
Sure. So first and foremost, we are looking for people who have a heart for it. You can train people to have the skills, but you cannot train them to have the heart. And so that is something that we really vet for. We also take close note of people's personalities so that whenever we do place someone into someone's home, we are trying to match up those personalities. That can make it such a huge difference. We also encourage bonding with the clients. That's something that makes a huge difference for the families. If I'm a grown adult child and I need to hire a company to come in and care for my mom, I want to make sure that that's somebody that my mom is loving and someone that I feel comfortable with. That only happens through bonding. So those are just a couple things that we really hold a lot of value in.
I'm sure for families there must be some anxiety about that connection and the safety of bringing someone from outside in. How do you help families navigate that transition as well? Because as you said, it's the person you're caring for is obviously front and center, but also thinking about all those other dynamics within the family, I'm sure, play into it as well.
It is true, yeah. There's a lot of navigating carefully family dynamics, but one thing that people tend to do regularly is wait too long to call us. And so now a lot of the family is it's taking a toll on their health as well. I mentioned that statistic earlier. Once they do call us, there is a bit of counseling that happens on the front end. If people call us and they don't know where to start, we really take the time to listen to what their story is, and oftentimes I have actually recommended other services or helped them find those connections that would better serve them. We're here to help, and we team up with a lot of other companies in the community in order to take care of our seniors. So even if that means that we're not the best choice for them.
What kinds of services do you provide? Is it mostly medical? Is it more general personal support, housekeeping? I'm just curious because you sometimes hear about services, as you just alluded to, who have a range of things that they do. And sometimes I have to believe that would be confusing for people as well to know what to expect.
Sure, it's true. We do non-skilled services, so that means we are non-medical. We do not provide nursing.
Okay.
We do all of the extras. So cooking, light housekeeping, transportation, errands. We have sided with hospice many times, so hospice will come in and provide services that are usually like an hour or two, a couple times a week. We can be with that loved one around the clock if need be. Bed baths, any kind of personal care, like brief changes and transfers and things like that. Just about everything you could possibly need except skilled nursing.
Okay, that's great. And I'm sure that so the family would communicate with their medical providers and then keep you abreast of any changes if there's something that you would need to know that might impact what you're doing.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's our caregivers that sees the signs of something going on first.
Mm-hmm.
So an example is an average senior, if they get a UTI, it's not the same as someone who's younger and gets a UTI. Oftentimes that manifests in things like imbalanced loss of gait, so dizziness and falls, lots of confusion. Those are not what happens to someone who's younger when they get a UTI. So a lot of people don't realize that, and when you're educated in seniors and then you start to see those things, the first thing we always recommend is let's check for UTI first.
Okay.
And start making some doctor's appointments.
Gotcha. That has to bring such peace to the family to know that you're watching for signs of things and that you can be that objective. It's hard for families sometimes, I think, to always pick up on all of that.
It's true, and a lot of families just are not in that kind of a know.
Yeah. Share with us, if you will, you talked about becoming the owner in 2019. So what has that journey been like, that transition into, all right, now it's my company to run, and what was that experience like for you?
Sure. I bought the business right before COVID, so there were some challenges there. It was definitely a trial by fire. But I will say we've got the most incredible dedicated team. There are things that we do to really support and love on and appreciate our caregivers, and that's what makes all the difference. We've got a very low turnover because we're good to our people, and that also provides consistency then to the clients, which the clients want too. So everyone's happy when we can just focus on our caregivers. When we pour a lot of goodness into them, they stay, they go to work, they make the clients happy. I'm sure you've heard of that old saying, happy wife, happy life. And so we've kind of integrated that into our business model, and we say happy caregiver equals happy client. So yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. What are some things that have helped you along the way in your leadership journey? Maybe things that you've learned from other people, maybe some tips that have really helped you focus on those priorities?
Sure, I would say two things in particular I hold high value in. The first one is what I just mentioned, when you really pour a lot of support and love into your staff, and that really is our focus. And it's so we focus a lot on our staff and less about that check that's coming in the mail. And so that really makes all the difference regarding our business model. Another thing that I hold high value in, and not everybody agrees with me on this, but I say networking. Show up no matter what, even if you don't feel like it. Go to the networking groups, go to the happy hours, do the podcast, stuff. When you are consistently in front of people, they get to know you, and then that's how trust is built. And when they trust you, especially in a personal, field like home care and working with seniors, that's what makes all the difference. And so we just really try to be very active in the community and upfront in front of people.
That's great. That's great. What excites you at this point, you know, as you look forward with your business and with home health care? Are there some new trends or new things that you're envisioning that get you excited and keep you moving forward?
Sure. Yeah, I am always excited. I just think it's such an honor to be invited into people's homes. Something that we always say in our business is, you know, it's an honor to be called into someone's homes when they're not well. There's a decline. That's why they called us, right? And so if you think about when you're homesick, you don't want just anyone showing up at your front door, right? Because you don't look your best, you don't feel your best. And so these are families who have said, I need help anyway, and I'm gonna trust you with this. And so we hold a lot of value there, and we take it very seriously. Something else that we get very excited about is, and COVID is the perfect example, a lot of people really get discouraged, and I am always building our team up in ways like, for example, I always say, anybody can shine when the sun is shining, right? It's when the storms come that you have an opportunity to stand out. And so I get fired up by a good challenge. I love it.
Yeah, that's great. I definitely believe as an entrepreneur, we have to have that characteristic of taking challenges on and in stride and saying, we'll find a way, we'll figure it out, right? Yeah. Well, I am so grateful that you were our guest. I've just loved learning more about Gauthier Family Home Care. And I know that our listeners are going to really benefit from it as well. Congratulations on your awards and the things that you're doing that are making such a difference, not only for your team, but also for the people that they're serving. So just appreciate that. And we are looking forward to more great news from you moving forward.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
And just to wrap up, how could people get in touch with you if they are interested in learning more about your organization?
Sure. Well, we do have a website. It's www.gauthierfhc.com. But the best way is probably just to give us a call. It's 616-560-4057.
Wonderful. Thank you again for being our guest and taking care of those loved ones.
Thank you.